This is a bittersweet day for the prosecution and this community. We wish Kelsey were here today. That would be true justice if she could join us today. She did not deserve this.
More than the woman on a missing person poster, Kelsey Berreth had a life and people who loved her.
Kelsey was a kind, wonderful person. Kelsey was a person of high integrity. Kelsey was one that mattered. They wanted people to know. She was one who was teaching our Air Force pilots, United States Air Force pilots, how to fly.
She made a direct impact and a difference in the lives of so many, one coworker wrote in a letter to Kelsey's daughter, read aloud in court on Monday. What I will remember most about your mom is her kindness and her smile. Nothing will repair the hole in our hearts, her mother, Cheryl Berreth, wrote in another statement. She was our daughter, a loving, devoted mother, a friend, and a valued pilot teaching the military how to fly. She was a positive contribution to society, beautiful, inside and out. Last Thanksgiving, they lost that daughter, that mother, and that friend. Nearly 1 year later, a conviction brings relief.
They very much felt justice was done today, and it gave them a huge relief today.
The family statement today also mentioned their desire to set up a scholarship in Kelsey's name, an aviation scholarship, because remember, again, she was a pilot. The family also mentioned in Kelsey's mother's statement that they did not support the death penalty in this case, writing, quote, "We respect life and leave Patrick's in God's hands. It is not ours to take." Alex?